It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, a special edition here. The two teams you're about to meet are vying for the chance to move on as the first of our two finalists in this year's elementary school competition, in this our 37th year of competition. We started out with almost 40 schools and we're down to almost the final 4. So you're going to see some wonderful students in action here today. Try to keep up with them. Let's meet today's teams. First from Glenarden Woods Elementary, say hello to David. Hey Dave, nice to have you on the show today. Their captain is Jedediah. Yeah, he is awesome. And John is here today, another awesome player. They'll be playing against Greenbelt Elementary, and say hello to Michael. Hey Mike, good to have you here. Their great captain is Timothy. Hey Tim, good to have you back. And Safwan is here, rounding out the threesome over there. All right, here in the Science Bowl, we have 6 categories of questions. If you're not familiar with them, let's show them to you right now.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here in the Science Bowl, our game board shows questions from easy 5 and 10 pointers, worth tougher ones 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both teams start out 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers. And at today's game, we will have the first of our 2 finalists. Glenarden Woods has been a past champion, Greenbelt never. So we'll see how this game turns out. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Jedediah, would you try your buzzer, please? Thank you. Looks and sounds good. How about the green teams, Tim? Also A-OK. You guys excited about this? I hope so. A lot at stake here today. Let's have a good game. Congratulations on making it this far. It is a real tribute to your skills. We go alphabetically GL before GR. So Glenarden Woods, Jedediah, let's do it.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo for 10 points. Teams. The name of the Tampa baseball team describes both a shaft of sunlight and Glenarden Woods.
Rays.
The rays, yeah. Also one of these cartilaginous fish, like the stinger of the manta ray. Good. Red, go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. By pulling the wrong resistor from his toolbox, scientist William Greatbach, who you've never heard of before, accidentally invented a device not to record the sounds of the heart, but rather one that could be implanted in the chest to keep the heart running. What P initial device is now saving lives? Pacemaker. Timothy.
Pacemaker.
Yes, sir. Pacemaker it is for 10 points. Go green.
We should do something for 25 to get in.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points. Here's your question. If you divided the mass of one of these by its volume, you'd get the densest part of our universe capable, Greenbelt.
Black hole.
Black holes capable of swallowing entire stars. Yes, sir. Nicely done. You know your astronomy. Go.
Body systems for 15.
Body for 15 points. If you are ambidextrous, you're able to do this. Greenbelt.
You're both-handed.
Yeah, you're both-handed, righty and a lefty. Yeah, absolutely right. Good. Green again.
Let's get physical for 10.
Physical for 10 points. Instead of relying on earbuds, new technology is being developed to let you listen to your music by sound waves passing through your skull bones by means of this process that is also used to describe electricity traveling through a wire. Glenarden Woods.
Conduction.
Conduction is right. Yes, indeed. Thank you, John and David, for your help there. Go, Jedediah.
Green things for 15.
Green for 15 points. This is amazing. To ensure that they all don't go in the same place, each of the familiar umbrella-like seeds atop this fuzzy flower is individually programmed to fly off in winds coming from different directions. Greenbelt.
Dandelion.
Dandelion is right. Thank you, Sifwan. Nice help there. Good. You're up to 105-70 for Glenarden Woods. Close game. Advantage green. Timothy, you get to choose. Go ahead, Tim.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo for 15 points. These marsupials, the only ones that are carnivorous, are being successfully, Glenarden Woods.
They are carnivorous.
Yeah, the only one.
What you got?
What?
Yes, sir.
Tasmanian devil?
That is correct. Yes, they are being successfully reintroduced to the Australian mainland. Yeah, there was a lot of tension over there for a moment. Go red.
Green things for 10.
Green for 10. The diseases that wiped out America's elm and chestnut trees were caused by fungi and these kinds of disease vectors. Greenbelt.
Blight.
No, not blight. Also, these kinds of disease vectors that cause our common colds and COVID. Glenarden Woods.
Virus.
Viruses is right, yes. Along with the fungi, spelled doom for those trees. All right, 95 to 105, almost a tie score. Red advantage.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Elon Musk says that we could warm up this nearby cold planet over time using, yes, Greenbelt.
Mars.
Yeah, he says we can use greenhouse gases to somehow make Mars a little more livable. Hey, I would not discount his vision there. All right, 110 to 95, Greenbelt advantage yours.
Let's go physical for 20.
Physical for 20 points. Here's your question. When termites digest wood, they, like cows digesting grass, produce this M-initialed Glenarden Woods.
No, M-initialed. Oh, great.
Yes, sir.
What is it? Do you know?
Jedediah, what do you have?
What?
Greenbelt, I'm going to go over to you. When termites digest wood, they, like cows digesting grass, produce this M-initialed greenhouse gas, which is known for its foul odor.
Methane.
Methane is correct. Yes, indeed. Good. Go green.
Body systems for 20.
Body for 20 points. Here's that question. One of the first thoughts, this was terrible. One of the first thoughts as to the cause of Damar Hamlin's sudden heart attack on the football field was that a hard hit sent this lower V initial chamber of his heart, Glenarden Woods.
Ventricle.
Ventricle, absolutely right, into a state called fibrillation. Thank you, John, for your help. That buzzer says we've come to the end of the first round, and look at that score. Almost a dead heat. Glenarden Woods at 115, Greenbelt at 130. In this special game, we will be back in just one moment. And welcome back to the Science Bowl. Boy, what great competitors we have here today. And we're going to give them a little break and just ask them some questions they definitely all know the answers to, some personal ones about themselves, in case you have not seen them on a previous show. Let's go first over to Glenarden Woods and Jedediah. Mr. B, your principal is with you here today. And who's your coach?
Miss Foster.
And Miss Foster is here, and she really put this team together at the last minute, and what a bang-up job she did. Any alternates on your team? I know you got some, because I think David and John were alternates. Who do you have out there in the wings now? First names.
Eddie, Linnea, Daniel, and Alisane.
You did a nice job, yeah. Glenarden Woods is known for so many things. What is it that you like best? Why do you get up in the morning and say, I can't wait to go to school? I hope you say that.
Because the paint isn't peeling off the walls.
The paint is peeling off the wall?
The paint isn't peeling off the walls.
It isn't peeling off, because your former school probably had that, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course with paint and lead and all that business, but there's a lot to recommend Glenarden Woods. You know, it is a special school in the sense that, you know, you get to do lots of extracurriculars, like Science Bowl. All right, John, nice to have you with us today. Tell us the John story. What do you do in your spare time?
I read books, I watch TV, and I like play chess.
Wonderful. Do you have any favorite television shows?
No.
Correct answer there was Science Bowl. Science Bowl. See, we could have given you a couple extra points. I'm just fussing with you, John. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a lawyer.
A lawyer. Wow. Do you like to argue with people?
Mm-hmm.
Do you win your arguments?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. You're probably headed in the right direction. David, how about you? What do you do in your spare time?
Well, mostly play soccer. If not, I might read some books.
Yeah.
Or watch TV.
Watch TV, doing all kinds of normal kid stuff. Yeah. What do you want to do when you get older? Have you thought about that?
Well, it's soccer, and if that doesn't work, I'd like to be like a doctor.
Doctor, that's where you've got some good plans there, David. Nice to have you on the show today. Greenbelt, nice to have you guys back. You're on the green side, the Greenbelt team. Some green shirts over there. Tell us about your school. Your principal is here, yes?
Mm-hmm.
He's brand new. Tell us about him, Tim.
I guess he likes to look at like individual students' lives and ask them questions and ask them riddles and stuff.
That's great. And I'm sure that he knows everybody's name by now, too. Tell us his name.
Mr. Nelson.
Mr. Nelson, he is out there. I know he's rooting for you. And your coach of your team, Ms. Hollinsworth, and she is here, and she's done a bang-up job as usual. And any alternates on your team, Tim?
There's Soham and Muhammad.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Something about Greenbelt you love. You just can't wait to go to school to do what?
Well, I guess there's lots of clubs and stuff.
Yeah, and stuff, yeah. And I know you're interested in physics and maybe being a physicist one day, and you're a serious-minded young man, and I admire your discipline, and you're a great captain. You keep it up, young man. Safwan, nice to have you with us today. Tell us your story. Yeah, you can wave to everybody. You got a great smile over there. What do you do in your spare time?
I play video games. I like to play badminton. I recently started playing badminton a lot again.
Wow. Do you see yourself maybe as a video game creator?
I have a small YouTube channel, so yeah.
Wow. What else are you thinking about for your future?
Chess. I really like to play chess.
Yeah.
And I want to be like an aerospace engineer or
Wow,
something.
you do all kinds of cerebral things. Yeah, just like this is a cerebral game. That's why you're doing so well. Nice to have you here. Mike, nice to have you with us. Tell us the Mike story. What do you want to do someday, Mike?
I don't really know yet, but I'm kind of thinking doctor.
Doctor, that's a good way, that's a good direction. Why'd you want to be on this show?
Oh no, there's two reasons why. One, Safwan asked me to, and two, because according to me, my mom says no, but she put me on without me knowing.
Moms do those kinds of things. She knew this would be a good experience that you'd probably enjoy. And Safwan, thank you for being a headhunter. You recruited him for us, and he's a wonderful player. Nice to have you here, Michael. Let's get back into the game. 130 for Greenbelt, 115 for Glenarden Woods. Last correct answer came from the red team, so let's rock and roll here. Go, Jedediah.
Science potpourri for 15.
Science potpourri for 15 points. This flying machine is often used as an adjective by very protective parents who hover over their children. Glenarden Woods.
Helicopter.
Helicopter parents. That's it. Good. Go red.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. We have a tie score, by the way, 130 all. This is a multiple choice question in Dateline science. The name Elvis Presley, the late rock and roll star, has been given to a creature as a species name by an entomologist. Is this new creature with Presley's name a bird, a lizard? Glenarden Woods.
A bug.
Or
an insect.
We will accept that, yes, because the last choice was going to be a wasp, and that's what we were after there. Good, go.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems, 10 points. Question is as follows. If you visited, let me just double check something here. The bubbles in bubble wrap are perfect examples of what H-initialed shapes that form the two halves of your brain. Glenarden Woods.
Hemisphere?
Hemispheres, yeah. The left and right hemisphere of your brain. Yes, good. Go. Glenarden Woods.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo for 5. See if you know this. After Elon Musk took over Twitter, many people switched to this other social platform, Greenbelt.
TikTok?
No, remember, it's the Zoo Parade category. This other social platform is named for an extinct relative of the elephant. What you got? Yes, sir.
Mammoth.
Mastodon. Mastodon is the name of the platform. Go again, red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo for 20 is a visual question. Look at the picture in the studio, please. You're looking at a raccoon dog, thought by some to be the source of COVID. It is not a raccoon, and it is not a dog at all. Rather than a canine, it is more Greenbelt.
Feline.
No, it is not a canine, it is more vulpine, V-U-L-P-I-N-E, making it closer to this kind of animal.
Fox.
A fox, exactly right, good. Nice try there, Tim. Go.
Body systems for 5.
Body for 5 points. If you visit Disneyland, chances are you'll buy as a souvenir these mouse body parts to look more like Mickey's.
Ears.
Yeah, you're going to take some mouse ears home with you, yeah. What else would you get? Remind you of Mickey. Go again, please, red.
Green things for 5.
Green for 5. This plant substance has been called green blood because it is so much like our own body's hemoglobin.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll is right, Greenbelt. Yes, thank you, Safwan. Okay, go. Green.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points. Big one in that category. Teams, a bomb cyclone is a storm that features high winds, the potential for heavy rain and snow, and a rapid drop in air pressure is measured by this B initialed. Glenarden Woods.
Barometer.
Barometer or barometer. Yes, sir. Good, good. Go.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. A television commercial says that a certain memory-improving medication is actually made from these stinging coelenterids that make ocean swimming risky. Glenarden Woods.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish. That's right. You see it all the time on television. It's made from a jellyfish. Good. All right. You're up to 205. You're on a roll here. All right, Greenbelt, you got to get back in here. Safwan and Mike, let's start helping Tim because you got to get some of these 25-pointers here. All right, go red.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline, 15 points. Here's the question. If it was Galileo who discovered that the sun was the center of our solar system and not the Earth, after he noticed that this planet went through solar phases just like our own moon, name that planet. Glenarden Woods.
Jupiter.
No, good try. Name that planet. Goes through solar phases just like our own moon. Give him some suggestions, Mike and Safwan. He can't do it on his own. Think through it.
Saturn.
Venus. Venus goes through different phases. Try again, please, red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Physical for 5 points. If grain stored in a farmer's silo or mulch stacked in a pile catches fire all on its own, it is known as spontaneous what? Glenarden Woods?
Combustion.
Combustion, yeah. It starts on fire with no reason whatsoever. It does happen. Go, red.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Here's the question. One explanation of why so many people fall asleep after eating a big Thanksgiving meal is the chemical tryptophan.
Food coma.
Yes, sir.
Food coma.
Say it again.
Food coma.
No, Greenbelt, let me finish for you. One explanation of why so many people fall asleep after eating a big Thanksgiving meal is the chemical tryptophan that is found in turkey meat. Tryptophan is one of these familiar A-initialed acids that are the building blocks of proteins.
Amino acids.
That's it, Tim. Good. Go.
Science potpourri for 25.
Science potpourri, 25 points. Let's go for the big one in that category. When the egg and sperm of endangered animals are united in fertilization, the youngsters produced may be called test tube babies, but in reality, they are formed inside these familiar laboratory dishes. Greenbelt.
Petri dishes?
Yes, sir. Petri dishes for 25 points. Go.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25. Big one in that category. Listen carefully. While retina scanners are used for high security recognition, this other eye part is the one that is scanned by most smartphones to tell who you are. Name that other eye part. Greenbelt.
Iris?
It is indeed the iris. Yes, indeed. Good answer, Green. Go. 5 points off the lead. 210 to 205. Still lots of points available. Timothy,
Green things
please.
for 20.
Again.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Multiple choice. It's important to keep fruit away from cut flowers because which of the following fruit-produced gases will cause the flowers to wilt? Propane, ethylene, or carbon dioxide? Greenbelt.
Propane.
Not propane. Propane, ethylene, or carbon dioxide produced by fruit will cause cut flowers to wilt. Red.
Ethylene?
Ethylene is correct. Yes, good comeback. Go red.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline, 20 points. Here's your question. It's a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. The opening of a crime lab in Paris in 1910, where clues like a strand of hair were used to solve crimes, was the beginning of this kind of F initial science.
Forensics.
Glenarden.
Forensics?
Forensics is right. Yes, indeed. Go.
Green things for 25.
Green for 25 points. A Mexican jumping bean can jump because one of these creatures, a metamorphic stage in the development of a moth, is inside. Glenarden Woods.
Larva?
A larva, yeah, or a caterpillar. We would have accepted either one. The reason why the bean is jumping is to get out of the sun so it doesn't cook. All right, 2 questions left. Glenarden?
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade, 25 points. Armadillos always give birth to 5 babies, and they're always of the same sex. 5 babies, be they born to an armadillo or a human being, are known as these. Glenarden Woods.
Quintuplets?
They are quints, yes indeed. Last question of the game, Dateline for 25 points. Here it is. The absolute temperature scale on which absolute 0...
Kelvin.
It is the Kelvin scale for another 25 points, and our game is over. It looks like Glenarden Woods has done it. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. What a game it was. As you just saw, Greenbelt tied up that game. Came from a huge deficit and really turned it into a nail-biter. Just testifying to their scientific acumen. They are so talented. Look at that final score today. Greenbelt 205, Glenarden Woods 325. Congratulations to both of you guys for a great performance. Tim, you're a great captain over there. Introduce who you got back there.
This is Miss Hollingsworth and Mohammed and Soham and Mr. Nelson.
Thank you, Timothy. It was a joy having you on the show here. You came this close. Greenbelt is always right there. You're going to get that championship one of these years. You keep trying, all right? And Jedediah, would you tell us who you got behind you?
This is Mr. B, our principal. This is our coach, Miss Foster. And then our alternates are Daniel, Linnea, Eddie, and Allison.
Wow, you all put so much effort into this, and you got one more hurdle. One more finalist that we'll find out in our next series of tapings to see if you can take home the trophy yet one more time. Thank you all for joining us today on the Science Bowl. We enjoyed having you here. And make sure you tune in next time for the second of our semifinals and the big elementary school championship. Until then, I'm Dave Zarin. See you later. Bye-bye.